Good day everyone, it's Caitlin and today we are making 1930s and 40s infant slips. Well, hello and welcome. So let's go ahead and get started on these little slips. I am using Wearing History's pattern, if I can grab it. Wearing History's pattern. It's the 1930s, I think it's 1934 infant's layette or baby's layette, something like that. So I figured for this one, it'd be easier to just go ahead and get the pattern, so that's what I did. So we have the front and there's also a back. And we're gonna use the same ball that we used last week. I just gotta find the end of it because I folded up very nicely and now there's the end. And we are, again, gonna make 2 slips, 1 to wear plus a spare. And yeah, it is kind of wrinkled. We're just gonna deal with it. And now I'm back. Okay, it's a little narrower than that, and that's okay. This looks like a very wide slip anyway. Okay, we'll have to keep these separate because they look very similar, but I'm going to iron them out and then we'll get to sewing them on the machine. So I marked the front with a pin, so at least I know where the front is. We're going to do a French seam down all the sides. So I'm doing a narrow 1/4 inch seam first. Those ends a little bit, especially those that went a little bit above that 1/4 inch seam that I was going for. Take out the pins. And do the same thing of just getting that little bit of excess there in those couple places and trimming that out. Now I've also pinned in the shoulder seams. So these are turn under 1/2 inch and then turn under 1 inch afterwards. Now because I sewed those on all one seam, we're going to go ahead and chop that so that we have a nice little shoulder seam. It's all done. All right. So I'm not going to do the other side of the French seam yet. We're going to go ahead and do the other slip. Oops, hang on. Forgot to set my machine back. It's at the wrong setting. I have it set to 3/8 inch for the, well, I had my needle set in the middle for the 1/4 inch, and I just moved it over to do the shoulder bits. So we move that back. So we're getting the right length. There we go. Because it's going to look a lot better if I fold this over last. So one more side to do. I'll go ahead and iron, get everything ready to be French seamed, and then we'll turn under the armhole edges. Alright, we are ready to do the French seam. So French seam is just I took the seam we did, turned it the other way, so we have a finished edge there, and we're going to sew it again. So it gets rid of any raw edges, finishes the seam. It's a fairly new seam by the early 20th century. It's not something you see, at least in the mid 19th century, that I'm typically doing. All right, other side. And I set this one to 3/8 of an inch. So instead of a 1/4 inch, we're doing 3/8 of an inch. That way none of the raw edges underneath show through on the right side of this. So for the right side, you just see what looks like a normal seam. And the back side, you have this. So now we are going to go finish the neckline. I'm going to do the shoulder seams very quickly. I do have to set this thing over. There we go. Put that needle back in the middle, and we'll just stitch. Oops. So for the narrow hem, it's about an 1/8 inch hem, and we'll stitch it at the very edge of that. Same thing around the armholes. Make it going all the way around, and then we could do the handwork. I did forget one step, hemming it. So I marked an inch hem, and we're going to get this stitched all around. Alright, now we are ready for handwork. Alright, for some strange reason I forgot that I could do machine buttonholes. So here I am doing them by hand because I started one, then realized that I could have done them by machine. And at that point one of them was already done. And so I was like, well, I guess I'm just doing this whole thing by hand now. I was working on a project with hand-done buttonholes earlier today, so I think that's just in my brain. I was like, oh yeah, buttonholes. They get done by hand. So the buttonholes go on the back, and on the front is the buttons, or are the buttons. So I have these little mother of pearl buttons. We're going to stick them right on the middle there. This is my last button, and then the project is done. And next week we have to move on to 19-teens, little baby dresses, which the fabric has not come in yet, so I'm hoping it'll come in 2 days, because that's what I have planned to sew it. And if not, I guess I'll just do another project that day. But there we go, our nice little buttons. And the buttonholes on the other side. So the 1930s slips are done. Alright, let's get these slips nice and turned out. They are bigger than the 19-teens ones, which is surprising to me because I would have thought that they would have gotten smaller as the years gone by or went by. But it is what it is, I suppose. It does seem like these are going to be like larger, like they're going to fit a larger baby. I don't see those. I mean, they definitely look like 6 to 9 months, or like I'm pretty sure that would fit my almost 2-year-old nephew. So I wonder if the pattern got graded up correctly, because that just looks very large. I mean, it'll work. It just looks very large. As long as the dress closes pretty securely, I think this will be fine because it's just a slip. If I were to make this again, I would definitely make them smaller. And it could be that the pattern was smaller, but I just, had wrinkled fabric, so they turned out a little bit bigger. So that's why you should iron your fabric before you cut it. But those are our little 1930s baby slips. So now we have all of our 20th century baby undergarments done in 4 weeks, unlike the dozens of videos that we did for the 19th century. So that was, it's nice. Great to have things done very quickly. And we'll move on to dresses, which should be a lot more fun because I am tired of looking at white cotton. Between the 19th century baby clothes and the 20th century baby clothes and some 19th century underpinnings I'm doing for a client, I am very tired of looking at white fabric. So I'm looking forward to some beautiful, still cotton, but nicely colored fabrics. That sounds fantastic. There will be a video Monday as usual, but then we'll come back to our Friday baby stuff and do a little bit more fun, colorful project. But thank you so much for joining me today as we made our little 1930s and 40s little baby slips. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Click that little bell notification so you're notified anytime I upload a new video. And as always, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you back here in the next video.